Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name's Skylent, and I dabble a little bit in League of Legends. Okay, right now I'm sitting at Silver 2, and so I'm not doing that great. I have to admit it. It's the lowest I am ranked in any ranked game. That's how low I'm ranked. League of Legends is a freaking competitive game, and it is really hard for me personally to justify actually spending a lot of time in the game for reasons that apparently are being changed now, which is really fantastic. So that's why I wanted to talk about this. For so many other games, I play, I go to Platinum or higher, Masters up to an Overwatch, because it's really easy, like Overwatch or Dota, to just jump into those games, or Smite even, just jump in and play the game. You have all the characters, you have every customization unlocked, because there is no customization, which to some people is a detriment to gameplay, but to players like me, who play a lot of games, or maybe play very little games and don't have much time at all, it is so crucial to be able to just jump in and really play what we really want to. And I'm not saying to not be competitive, because you can still be competitive, it's just we don't have, we have only so much time in the day to either play other games, do other things, or, just like, we don't have enough time to play games, period. So, but we still want to have a competitive experience. The problem with League of Legends historically, though, was the runes and mastery system. So for a new player, it was really awkward to get comfortable and adjusted to the game. And as somebody like me, who is not a new player, but wants to play new characters and new roles and do weird experimental stuff, that's kind of why I play MOBAs in the first place, really. With, itemization, you could do so much weird, off-meta experimental shit. I love it. But since League of Legends uses a rune system, which you previously had to grind for, instead of buying new characters, and it took a long time to actually get the right runes, and it was actually seriously expensive, it got to a point where I just didn't want to play League of Legends anymore. And I think many new players who just started the game, that tacked on to the leveling system with the whole masteries and everything, it was just really awkward. And this is mainly coming from a jungler, okay? So as a jungler, you need very specific runes and masteries, or you're gonna have a bad time. So if you guys know me, in all the games I play, generally, I kind of play like a flanking type of character or a jungler. And specifically in MOBAs, jungling is kind of already awkward, just like the mechanics of jungling. But in League of Legends, because of the rune system where you can get extra damage or extra attack speed, instead of that being like making you clear faster or attack faster, in League of Legends, it's more like you kind of need very specific things in order to just survive, in order to just become playable. And new players don't realize this. And in fact, I don't even think the game teaches you how to jungle whatsoever at all as a new player, and you just simply can't. I guess maybe unless you play Warwick, I think there's almost no way to really jungle as a new player, which freaking sucks. So that's been a complaint that I've had to spout all over the place. You wouldn't imagine, really. In all sorts of games where I have to compare and contrast, because that's my reviewing style, I would compare, League of Legends as having a pretty good monetization scheme, but, the stipulation that it has a rune system, which, sure, it adds depth to the customization, but the way you unlock it is not very consumer-friendly. Not at all, especially in a game where they want you to play and buy new characters. If you have to spend your in-game currency to buy rune pages, then that incentivizes you to spend money on the characters or on boosts, and all in all, it's just a really bad design. So normally the hierarchy of what I would consider a good free-to-play monetization scheme, I would say Dota 2, hands down, completely free. And then second, tier, we have Smite, where you have the ability to be buy-to-play, and then there's not really extra, stuff like runes or anything like that. You can buy cosmetics, but then you also still get a lot of cosmetics for free. Sure. So yeah, there's that. Very, very, I guess, rewarding type of game. And then you have League of Legends. But now with this change, I think League of Legends is going to bump up right there with Smite, right there at tier 2. Now, there's basically not many games that can do what Dota does, obviously because Valve and the whole Steam Workshop. I understand that. But League of Legends makes a lot of money, okay? They do. They make a lot of money and they have a lot of players. And this way now, they're gonna not just have a lot of players trying the game, but hopefully we're gonna have a lot of players actually sticking with the game and going further and further. And so then there's gonna also be players like me who have, I dabble in it and I try it and I do have fun in it, but I don't play it as much as other games, like Dota, Smite. I've climbed much higher in those games. I play those games a lot, and I really enjoy them, and I'm more inclined to, dabble back into those games and play them, for light periods of time, just because I don't feel like a weight on my chest that I don't have the proper runes and masteries, or, well, I mean, you're gonna have masteries if you're a returning player, but, you don't have the proper runes, at least, to go and play certain play styles. So for me, I don't think I have the right runes for ADC, so I just don't ever do it, and often I feel very limited and very limiting with the jungle role myself, since I like to play a lot of different kind of junglers, and yeah, I basically can only really play attack speed junglers at the moment. So I'm really happy that they are making this change. This is something really big, and I think this is something that's really been a long time coming. I do also want to talk about kind of the changes that they're doing in addition to the runes and masteries, where how they're taking the runes and masteries and they're combining them, but they're also not just combining them, they're literally evolving the system. So they're adding in a lot of really crazy masteries that are going to give us a lot more customization, a lot more impact with our gameplay, like supports, even some maybe like pseudo supports, you know, kind of like damage mages. They're going to be a little bit more supporty, and they're going to have a little bit more versatility with their kits. And also it seems that top laners are going to have some extra tool. It seems like every role is actually going to get a little bit extra toolage so that they can kind of mess around with their own kit and with their own playstyle and be a little bit more creative, while at the same time having that be more visible. Okay, so one big thing for League of Legends has always been for the kits and the characters, this thing about readability. You know, if you see an opponent and you're doing the, like, because League of Legends in some cases feels like a fighting game. So if you see an opponent and you're 1v1ing them, you should, for the most part, be able to know what they can do, you know, what they're potentially going to do as well, and also, you know, the vice versa. So if you see them do something, then you should start to kind of learn their personality and start to learn what they could do. And as soon as they do something, you need to be able to react to it, so that it's a, you know, it's a very competitive environment then. You can read it and then you can react to it. But previously with the rune system, sometimes somebody would do something cheesy. Maybe they would go like high crit, or just have a tremendous amount of AD or tremendous amount of attack speed, when almost nobody does that. So they just kind of level one all in you, and you have no way of knowing that until basically you get hit by that just random first shot crit, and it does a huge amount of damage, but you're already, you know, you're trying to trade with them, and basically they get a free cheese kill, which can actually snowball the game if you guys know League of Legends, especially, you know, attack damage carry. So it gets, the previous rune system was really cheesy. Okay, runes and masteries was cheesy. Now they're just focusing on the ones that make the obvious impacts, and they're making it more visible and more readable, more reactable, but at the same time still more proactive. So we can still go out and do better things, but they're going to be a little bit more visible. Which is actually a real, just basically all in all, it's just good. Now, whether you like or don't like the effects that they're adding with runes and masteries, like there's like this new pet for support things that you can do, and I don't know, there's the whole berserker thing for ADCs. Whether or not you like those or not, I don't know. Okay, that's definitely going to be a flavor thing. It's definitely going to change the game. It could be bad actually for how the game feels, but all in all, in terms of doing what League of Legends has been doing really well lately, which is competitive gameplay, reactability, proactability, like proactive gameplay, that these changes is really freaking fantastic. So I'm happy about them. Now, another thing that's gonna also bring back a lot of players and keep new players kind of centered in the game and get them a little bit more competitive is gonna be the fact that they've added it, well, they're going to be adding in voice chat, which is, you know, I definitely agree with the person in the video. I actually do not know this person. I'm not a big fan of League of Legends competitively, though I actually do watch it more than any other video game. So anyways, I don't keep up with League of Legends too much, only these big changes. Anyways, the guy in the video said that the voice chat is polarizing, and I definitely can understand that. In Dota 2, it's, well, especially because of the way Dota 2 is played, it can become more like one person just feels very talkative and feels like commanding everybody and kind of playing a little mini RTS with himself and just, you know, you do this, you do that, and if you don't do what he says, then he'll just curse at you. So that can definitely be annoying, and people can be really toxic in League of Legends. Luckily, they are revamping the honor system as well, so that's pretty good. So hopefully the voice and honor system tie together. I think they need to launch them both together, or else it's going to be just as toxic as Overwatch. I really think that the toxicity of Overwatch is pretty disgusting. But yes, voice chat can be toxic, it can be uncomfortable, but as long as it's completely optional, right? Like, are we gonna use it or not? You know, you turn it on, turn it off, then that's great, okay? I would really like that. And you know, in League of Legends, we did just fine without voice. You know, pings and everything are actually pretty clear. It's pretty obvious. You know, it's pretty clear what some people want to do a lot of the times, especially if you just like double, triple ping. It's like, hey, I'm going in, let's do it. Yeah, no, it's no problem. So voice chat is definitely something that's additional. I don't think it's needed, but I'm glad that they are putting it in as long as it's good quality. Please be Overwatch quality voice, because if it's any lesser, then everyone's just going to be really freaking annoying. So anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to really talk about here with this, you know, this new update for League of Legends. Kind of wanted to just rant and ramble about my experience with this game, which is not as much experience as normally videos I talk about, but it's because of what is changing in this video, you know, with this new update. that I didn't play that much, but now that it is changing, I am planning to go back and play a whole lot more. So League of Legends at its core is a really cool game, and now they are just further and further truly expanding or unshelling the core of what makes League of Legends really great. So it's about time. The rune system needed a rework basically 3 seasons ago. So it's really, really about time. It's looking really fun. Okay, really fresh, I think, whenever I jump back in. So hopefully you join me. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Skylent. Have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.